Okay, good morning, beautifuls and beloveds. Hope this finds you well today. This is Noelle Rose Anderson Kale, and my guest today,
Hello.
this is Jay Kenneth, Super J. How you rocking it?
All right.
Yeah, all right. So, hello, Dance Warriors. So we have been, how can I say this, redirecting and focusing on a few elements as artists and your concerns, our concerns, and protecting our intellectual property. And you're an artist too, and you create amazing works. I won't say exactly what it is because, these people will be like, ooh, fresh meat.
Yeah.
So we'll keep that a secret for now, shall we? We're going to start our day with recapping a little bit of what we've been doing. So you have to realize something. Sometimes you need to take a step, not backwards, but away from your main focus and make something else a main priority and a main focus. Why? Because sometimes people who are evil will try to take your main focus away. Just because I want it, I want to redistribute it to somebody else, divvy it up, give it to a whole bunch of people so they can make lots of money off of you. But it's not you, it's your persona, your ideas, your intellectual property, your image put on other people. And it's corporate greed, pretty much.
In other words, the bad guys that are doing this.
Precisely. And let me tell you something. If we don't stop, it's not like we're dropping everything we're doing to focus on this, but we have to spend a little more time on this than just our dance festival, and more time on this than healing from the injuries we both sustained in 2 massive car accidents. Things like that. Because if we don't, all of what we're doing will be in vain. And we won't be dancing. We won't be doing a dance festival because these evil people are trying to get rid of everything that we're doing. In more ways than one. Just do the math, figure it out. You'll get the hint. So what we've been doing is not only standing up as dance warriors for our art, but the right to exist, the right to be able to keep what is ours and fight back. And you don't need tons of money to do it, and we figured out how to do this. So I also want to address something very important. I just need to get something to drink real quick here.
What's the post-it notes on it?
Oh, this?
Yeah.
Well, I really got sick and tired of these corporations getting freebies from me, free promotional things.
Mm-hmm.
So, just like we do on movie and TV sets, if you don't want to remake the entire product, you use gaffer tape, tape up the box, tape up the brand name, and
Interesting.
why give them promotion? You guys had a good deal with me and you screwed up, so you deserve it. So yeah, I don't want to give anybody any more freebies. No more. That's enough. You guys owe me a lot of money now, and I'm going to get it. So that's all I got to say about that. So let's progress. But does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Can you blame me?
No, not at all.
Yeah, so that's why I'm doing it. Okay, so this is a little call-out session for some people. And we won't name names because they know who they are. We'll save the naming for another time. But for right now, we want to just say, you see this folder? Red is my triumph color. I don't necessarily wear it. Sometimes I do.
Yeah.
It's a hard color to wear. It really is. And, I don't know. It's not my thing. But I do like red burgundy for other things. And I named my dance company after it. I have red hair. Obviously, it's not a traumatizing thing for me. Otherwise, I wouldn't have named my company after the color, and I would not have red hair. I would probably dye it something. Or do something else, I don't know. But, that was something that happened when I was a kid. I grew out of it. I healed. The Lord healed me. Obviously, that's my whole mission. Okay? I had made a video and certain corporations and marketing companies said, ooh, a weakness, and just ran with it. And it got really silly and ridiculous. So then I made a follow-up to that and explained it more.
Mm-hmm.
But if you guys are wearing red or blue, blue being my favorite color, or, you know, whatever, that's great. Thank you. You know, I love you all. We have no discrimination here against color. And I mean like this kind of color. I'm not talking about racial. But we don't have discrimination against that either. We are
Yeah.
a myriad of everything, which is amazing.
It's very true.
Yep. Yep. Okay, so let's get back on topic here, shall we? So we sent out these wonderful red folder binders, and since we've found out more information, these things got much bigger and thicker and thicker and thicker. We're talking about, can you lift that up for me?
Yes.
This is a monster right here. Looky here. Oh boy. Okay. Wouldn't you love to know what's in here? So, we being not biased in any way, shape, or form, racially, culturally, politically, I'm nonpartisan, registered. Anybody could check and do the homework on that. And you are
Independent.
Mm-hmm. And we've got Democrats, we've got Republicans in the family, we've got everything. And we just, sometimes we have disagreements, and sometimes they're quite passionate, but it doesn't mean that we don't love each other. It doesn't mean, oh my God, you should be castrated and hung in the town square because you're a different party or something. Really, who cares? But let me say this. We reached out across the aisle. Is that the right term?
I don't use the term.
Meaning to both major parties. Right now it's Democrat, Republican, although we reached out to independent, everybody, let's just put it that way. And I am very disappointed in the Democratic Party because they didn't do anything to help us.
Mhm.
Evidence. We have evidence of this, and we have evidence of we have all of our shipping receipts. We have evidence of how they treated us. Everything. Okay? So, yeah, these little puppies. And, you know, we know who has them. We know who's doing what and who's not doing anything and all that. I found it very interesting. Anyway, so, Democrats, we also find this very interesting too. So what is in these binders and this information? Well, we're whistleblowing on a few corporations because of our intellectual property. And we're like, how did you get this stuff? Why is your material based on our true life stories? What is going on? Why do you have contents of our private conversations that we had, either family conversations or board meetings or, you know, informal and sometimes even formal? How did you get this stuff? And it's being regurgitated in the media at various levels, hint drops, which is captioning keywords frequently that we use and how we speak when we're writing dissertations and cease and desist letters. And it's like, wait, why is this being regurgitated in the media? Who is leaking this?
Obviously the same people that are causing us the initial problem in the first place.
Yeah. They're notorious for doing that, by the way. You know, they try to play the little innocent ones and they can do no wrong, and actually there's things pointing in their way. So let me also say this, not all corporations have given us problems. And there's a lot of great corporations out there. A lot of great products that they make. It's not everything and it's not everybody. You know, some. And it's very disappointing to say the least. I have other choice words for that. He's heard me. What do you think about those choice words, huh?
They're accurate.
And very colorful. So we are calling out some corporations, and there's a myriad of different fields, and we're very disappointed. to say the least. And we are whistleblowers. Now, Democrats, and not all the Democrats, we have a list. Certain ones, especially the ones who received this and did nothing. Why do that? You know, we are starting to think, you're making us think, why not help? Because we are getting help, but not from Democrats, which is very interesting to us, considering.
Yeah, I would expect this to be right up their alley, but apparently, supposedly, they're not helping, so...
Oh, you mean like how they're supposed to be anti-corporate corruption?
Yeah, and they're not jumping on this like a hot cake. They seem to be stealing stuff from it.
Yeah, so hypocrites. Now, the other important thing I want to call out here is why is it so... Well, let's put it this way. It's very interesting. We have the date right here, and we're not going to give everything up during this video. We're going to just slowly let people know. But why is it that the date when we started, right, doing this kind of parallels with the impeachment and the Ukraine whistleblower? Okay, we don't know anything about the Ukraine thing except what is presented to us in the news. We don't know anybody in the Ukraine. We don't know. I mean, I have no idea really, except that we just read what you media people put out there and what the people involved are saying. Other than that, we know nothing about it and have no attachment to it. But the only thing that is kind of concerning us, well, no, there's several things. It parallels with the timing when our thing was sent out. Okay, look, you can look down the whole timeline of certain Democrats getting on. At the time, he was just Mr. Donald Trump, and getting on him and trying to, what is the joke? Trying to impeach him even before he was president, and something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Really, I don't care about politics. I don't even want to know these people. But unfortunately, you know, we've been pushed this way, so we have to deal with it. But why is it, well, I think I know why now. But why is it that they were doing that in the first place? And it's interesting. Yeah, we know that apparently there's been attempts to impeach him all this while. But we're not talking about all the prior attempts. We're talking about the timing of this current Ukraine call, impeachment, whatever. It's a scam if you ask me. And I'm not even Republican. What do you think?
I don't know, these people are just doing bad things. So.
Yeah, I agree. But why is it, not only is the timing paralleling to when we shared this, there are also key elements. A whistleblower. Now, this is funny. This is hysterical. About, 2, maybe 3 years ago, we did a company informal photo shoot during Halloween, and we decided to dress up as our professions. It was a joke. And I dressed up as a ballerina, put my pointe shoes on. I am a professional dancer, so that's not the joke. And you dressed up as
it's a martial artist outfit or something.
Yeah, exactly. And then Christoph, also known as, he dressed up as an FBI man. Now, he's never been in the FBI. He's never been in the CIA. But it's a running joke in our company and family because people see him and he said, you're either an attorney or you work in the FBI or the CIA. He just has that presence. In other words, he'll kick your ass if you bother us.
Yeah.
He comes across sometimes goofy and funny and loving, but you know what? When the chips are down, he just don't push him. And he's been pushed, and that's been it. And behind the scenes, we've been kind of, how can I say it, doing bookmarks and making the enemy think that he's wussy by us staging arguments and things like that. It's been hilarious, but it's acting as a bookmark, and if it shows up in the media, we know, all right, well, we really didn't have that as a real fight, but we did it, and it's great. And we've been finding that coming up in the media too. So here's the thing. Wouldn't that be a real crack up if they, meaning the Democrats, some of them, or actually the corporation behind some of these Democrats, there's special interest to your homework and you can find out who's doing what for who. Because these people don't have any money. It's like they answered a casting call and this corporation said, you're going to be a senator, you're going to be a representative, you're going to be an attorney, you're going to be a doctor, you're going to, and it's their people, they're insiders, they're shills, what's another name for it? Spies, sure, why not? So anyway, we found out while we were looking at all of our pictures, and I'm like, oh my God, you don't think, because we know a certain platform has been sharing my photos and my intellectual property to other companies. It's intellectual property laundering, of course, lack of a better term. And we've been finding similarities, and that was one of them. And like, oh my God, you don't think that they took that photo and said, hey, great story. You know how the whole Me Too thing was cherry-picked from my real life story and everything like that? You don't think that they did the same thing and said, oh, we'll take that photo, that's great. Let's make up this story that there's a whistleblower, which we are whistleblowers, and he's, signing his name to everything. I mean, it's from all of us, too. It's not just Christopher. And wouldn't they look like they have egg on their face if that's what they did? They cherry-picked from our real-life circumstances, changed up him dressing up as an FBI person as, oh, maybe it's a real CIA person, plug that in here, a dissertation and whistleblowing documentation. And we're whistleblowing on the corporations, though, and the people who are stealing my IP, we don't know anything about the Ukraine. But, plug in Ukraine and exchange it. So you see what I'm saying? It's mirroring and paralleling us, the same time frame, right?
Yeah.
And I said, wouldn't that be a hoot? Wouldn't that be a ridiculous hoot? And then they released the impeachment draft and the articles, and it's like, why is this so familiar to us? So we lined up our 300 it's more than 300 pages now. But we referred to our dissertation as the 300-page, the articles, right? And all of a sudden, we're hearing 300 pages of the impeachment thing, and I'm like, you know what? I think we need to just look at this thing. And we've not looked at these kinds of things before, but we have to now, which is stupid. We have to do this, but right?
Yeah.
And then so we're looking through the document, and I'm like, the format was exactly the same except for footnotes. And I was saying behind the scenes, which, if somebody's using surveillance, they would know that I said this. It's like, yeah, but we're supposed to or should do footnotes to cross-reference. I said, and we all said we don't have time for that. We just need to get this out there because there were serious things happening on this ad and things that are not normal. And, we were concerned for our physical and mental and well-being and our health and everything, so we're, the footnotes can wait. But they were copying everything. You know how you make the note boxes? Well, instead of us having a box like the impeachment articles, we put brackets, but they did a box. And either or is very acceptable with all capitals, note, colon. And then they were using a lot of phrases like ours, and it was like they modeled their thing after our format. We can show it to you. It's really kind of interesting. And I'm like, wait a minute, you don't think, plug it in. I said the FBI Halloween photo, plug that in, mirror that as the CIA whistleblower. We're whistleblowers, so that, and I'm just wondering, are they doing that as, to cover something up? Meaning, if you're working in the office and it's like, wait, did you hear about the whistleblower thing? Oh yeah, it's over here. It's the Ukraine impeachment BS thing. And then it would cover up ours. You see how that works? So all this stuff that, maybe, right? We're thinking about this. We want to know. And it pushes our thing down. while they're paralleling it. And then, I wrote a thing about an excerpt of my book, and all of a sudden you got this other guy who's, saying all this stuff about a book. But every time we would submit something, or like there's that one complaint we had, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then on the federal level, guys, and that agency, which we think are insiders, possibly leftovers from a prior administration, or, shills, insiders for the corporation, stalling it. And then we hear in the impeachment trial about how the Democrats are stalling. It's like, wait, we're not stalling our process here. We are being stalled and delayed. So it just kept mirroring everything. And we have it all timelined out. See, now we don't just have this dissertation, which is huge now. We also have that whole thing and saying, guys, look at, connect the dots here. Why is this happening? That's not coincidence, that many things.
Yeah, I know, it's impossible.
And I'm like, cut it out already. And we've had to have choice words with some of these people. Because it's just like, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Go ahead, talk while I got it in my throat.
Well, yeah, these people, even though, well, they're matching two timelines together with ours,
Mm-hmm.
and we're trying to get ahead of it.
Yeah, so now we're trying to, do kind of curveballs to completely get away from these people. If you're doing this, stop. We don't want to have anything to do with you guys. Obviously, you didn't want to have anything to do with us, and it's documented, and we let the other side know. Too bad. You had your chance. Kiss it. And if you're not doing this, then you shouldn't have a problem helping us, right? Too late. We were being, what do you call it? Is that bipartisan? But there's not just two sides to this, because you have independents, you have the Reform Party, you have, like, I'm in the nonpartisan party, which is no party. There's the Tea Party, there's a whole bunch of them. And we're reaching out, it doesn't matter. We gave everybody an opportunity. We showed no bias. Why are the Democrats seemingly showing a bias? I would like to know. And then we have one of them that said, sure, we'll help you. And they just want us to sign away all of our privacy rights. I don't think so. Because the way things are going, you know what would happen with that? All of a sudden, it would, which is wrong. They can't legally do this, but the misapplication and the mistransferring, transferring of the signatures to other documents, or just saying, well, we're going to interpret it this way. Let them just come tell us that they can't do it, and let them just come and hire an attorney, and then we'll stop. No, because you can damage us. Screw you. But they wanted us to sign away and just figure out which party it was. It was the Democratic Party, who wanted us, some in the Democratic Party, wanted us to sign away our privacy rights. And we're like, wait, didn't you read our dissertation? That's one of the very main primary problems we're having. Kiss it. And then all of a sudden, we were getting summons for jury duty. We were getting, threats to audit taxes and everything like that. It's like, we haven't been able to work. Get a clue and catch up. Accidents, I would love to be working right now in my field of studies as, officially, as a writer, as a dancer, as a singer, as a public speaker, etc., everything I do. You with your professions too, and guys, it's like these people don't want us out there at all doing anything. No joke. We can't do anything now.
Yeah.
It's not, how can I say, it's a form of blacklisting. But the thing is, who do I look like? They don't want me to get out there. Why? Because I'm their best kept secret if I'm kept a secret. That fake stupid term of the glass ceiling. Ain't no glass ceiling. It's these friggin' corporations and all these people attached to it pushing people down. I can't get in my Wonka Vader and break through the glass dome. They're not gonna let me, but I figured out, screw the fucking, No, you know what? Screw the fucking glass dome and the glass ceiling. I don't have to go that way. So, yeah. So, yeah. What's going on, guys? Nice try. I don't think so. I need more water.
That's fine. So basically, with that glass ceiling or whatever there, it's, I don't know, we're breaking through it.
Yeah. Not even breaking through. We're just not even going that way. Screw it.
Yeah.
We don't need to. So I find that very, very interesting. Don't you?
Yeah.
And it's all here. We have it documented. We have the notes, all the voicemails we've left. We record our voicemails that we're leaving. Why not? They have a copy of it, so we need a copy of it too. 100% legal to do. So, you know, the mail, everything. Okay, now let's get to our communication. Excuse me, being interfered. Here's evidence. Let's do this. Come on, Shiva. This is a fun one for me. Excuse me.
How do you want to do this?
Well, let's just go through the property here. There's a couple over here. This is an interesting one for another video. Oh, you guys will love this. Oh, this is great. Well, which one is this one? Oh, those are receipts. So let me tell you what. Why don't you put this down and we'll just lift these out of here so it's easier for you. Got that?
Yeah.
Okay, so we've been sending correspondence to various departments. Want to get that open, please? And let me say, some of them have been really great and amazing. So there are really great and amazing people in our government. And then there's some that are quite disappointing and questionable. So, that's plenty. This is just some of these things, okay?
We got more.
Oh, yeah.
obviously.
So, here we go. We just went through the entire list of people. And I just find it very interesting. Now, some of these people were leftovers from prior administration. Some of these people, I don't know who the heck they are, and I don't really care. You know, God bless them, whatever, you're working hard. But here's the truth. We called up and got addresses to various departments. And we said, well, you know what? Our concerns overlap into many areas. So we sent the main dissertation to all of them, which is the whole big problem. And specifically outlined and sent letters addressing their specific jurisdiction. But you need the entire dissertation so you can kind of piece it together. You know, it's pretty big problem to have, and it's overlapped into many areas. So we've got the 2 car accidents, both very suspicious to us. So took place on an interstate, you know, so Department of Transportation, right? Where's that one? That one's over there. Don't worry about it. They don't need to see everything. You know, so we had certain things returned to us, and sometimes the deputy would get it, and the secretary wouldn't, or vice versa. And I'm like, what's up with that? And they'd be, some of them returned. And the one that really concerns me is the labor one. Let's do the labor one first. It's very interesting. So we actually called up, and it says here, this was rejected because you need the phone number and room number. Can you see that? Remember this?
Yes.
BS? But we called and we said, do we really need that? They said no. Because and I used to work, I've never worked in a mailroom, but I used to, when I worked as an executive secretary or in the production, and I used to get the mail. And you don't really need that. It's helpful, but you don't really need that because if you're working in the mailroom, you know who these people are. And if you don't, what are you doing with that job? Get out. You should be fired. So there was no excuse. And we called. You called. I called. You called. Chris, we all called in the office, right?